Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel. Today we're going to look at a brand new Scizor EX that got revealed and a brand new Vikavolt. And we've had some pretty infamously decent Vikavolt cards in the past. I'm interested in both of these cards. I saw them get revealed the other night while I was laying in bed because on Sunday I got really bad food poisoning, so I was unable to do anything on Sunday. I was laying in bed the entire day, and I saw these cards get revealed, and I'm like, dude, I wish I could just get in my bed, make a video, and record them. Y'all seem to like the shorter videos here that I've been recording on some of the new cards that got revealed. I mean, the last video we did was obviously on a ton of new cards, but when we were getting these like little reveals in bits and pieces, I thought it'd be good to still continue that tradition here. And honestly, the new Scizor and Vikavolt, they're both worth talking about in my opinion. I'm excited to look at these cards. If y'all are new here to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Leave a like in the video if you want to enjoy, and let me know in the comments what you think of the two new cards. I'll leave a link to Pokebeach down below if you want to go check out the cards yourself. So let's start off with Scizor EX, the big one. So yeah, we are getting a brand new Scizor EX. We haven't had a multi-price Scizor in a while, I don't think, but this Scizor EX is actually kind of decent. So it reminds me a lot of Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. I think that's going to be the main trait about this card, is it is very similar to Ice Rider. It has two attacks. The first attack, Steel Wing, does 70 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 50 less damage from attacks, which is pretty good. 50 less damage does give Scizor some bulk. One thing I will note about Scizor, it has a whopping 270 HP. For a Stage 1 EX Pokemon, that ain't too shabby. I mean, some of the Stage 1 EXs aren't as bulky as Scizor, and being able to have 270 HP right off the rip is pretty nice. And then, of course, you are able to take 50 less damage. You're only doing 70 damage, however. This does work with a double turbo, but I don't think you're going to use it with this attack mostly. It's going to be for the second attack, which is what makes this card very similar to Ice Rider VMAX. It's got the attack Crossbreaker, which for 2 Metal Energy does 120 damage, and then you discard up to 2 Metal Energy from this Pokemon, and this attack does 120 damage for each metal discarded in this way. So, as you can see, it's pretty similar to Ice Rider VMAX. The only difference is you don't do 250 damage for 2 energy discards. You only do 240 damage, which is still decent. I mean, I'm not saying that 240 is a bad number, because 240 is pretty good, and that's going to knock out most basic EXs. And considering how bulky Scizor is, it definitely could be good in the multi-prize race war you're going to be in. You can one-shot Iron Hands, you can one-shot Roaring Moon with this, you can one-shot Miraidon. You're definitely going to one-shot Shempow, because Shempow's weak to metal. So Scizor definitely has some good traits going forward. It's got 2 pretty solid attacks, a lot of HP. It's a Stage 1. You do have the Scyther from 151 you can play instead of the Scyther here, because the 151 Scyther has a free retreat cost. Now, Scizor does need 2 metals, which unfortunately there is no metal saucer in the format. There's no Melanie type card for Scizor. The best way to play it, I think, is going to be with the new Metang. We looked at the new Metang in the last video. It's got basically a similar ability to Magnezone, where you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and reveal any basic metal energy you find there and attach them to your Pokemon. So you can use the new Metang to power up Scizor. And then you're only playing 2 Stage 1s. So you're not playing a Stage 1 and a Stage 2 like with Dialga Magnezone. So I think Metang Scizor might actually be a decent archetype. Scizor's a nice little beat stick. It does decent damage. One other thing that I think is going to make Scizor good, Scizor has another Scizor that it can play. And of course, we all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Scizor from, I think it's Paldea V or it's Obsidian Flames. Whatever. Y'all know Scizor I'm talking about. The one that does 10 plus 15 more damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon to play with an ability. That is a great card to combine. Not only do you have a really good Scizor 2 prizer, but then you also have a really good Scizor 1 prizer. So that's one thing that I like about Scizor, is Scizor has another good Scizor you can combine it with. You can also combine it with the Cleaver with Route. The Cleaver with Route does evolve from Scyther, so technically you can play a fighting attacker, a 1-prize Scizor that can be a nice 1-prize, attacker with that 1 Metal Energy attack. And then you can play the Scizor EX. Scizor box or whatever could actually be a legit deck now that we have Scizor EX. That's one thing I like about EXs, dude. They just have all these different, features when they evolve from a 1-prizer and not a 2-prizer. Because as you can see, this opens up the possibility for a ton of different combos. Yeah, definitely excited about Scizor. That was the first thing I saw about it. I'm like, oh yeah, this can be played with Cleaver and the other 1-prize Scizor in the meta. Next up is the Vikavolt here. We'll take a look at real quick here. The new Vikavolt does have a really cool attack. Serial Cannon for 2 lightning does 120 plus 80 more damage for each of your bench Charge-a-Bug. So a bit of a gimmick attack. However, there are ways to manipulate this. Obviously, it's not too hard to get Charge-a-Bugs in play. And you can also chain this with other Vikavolts, right? You can have Charge-a-Bug on the bench, and then, you just swap in with Vikavolt. When that Vikavolt gets knocked out, you bring in one of the Charge-a-Bugs you use for your attack, bring in the Vikavolt, and then start attacking again. With just one Charger Bug in play, you're doing 200 damage. With two Charger Bugs in play, you're doing 280 damage for 2 energy. That is pretty good. With 3 Charger Bug on your bench, you are going to be doing, well, a lot more damage. What, 360 damage? That's pretty crazy. Yeah, Vikavolt definitely looks to be a really cool attacker. Now, it is a lightning Pokemon. You can pair it with lightning cards like Miraidon to get... Is there a lightning Grubbin, actually? I don't think there's a lightning Grubbin. No. You can play it with electric generator, though. An electric generator could work. Now, I really wish that Vikavolt could still use Zoroark. By the time this comes out, Zoroark will have rotated, but the Phantom Transformation Zoroark actually would have been a pretty good combo to pair with Charger Bug, because it would have made it easier to chain the Charger Bugs in play. In a gimmick deck like this, you are going to have to make sure you get your Grubbins in play. As long as there's a Grubbin with 7 HP, which there is, you can play it with Buddy Poffin, and you can easily fill your board up with Grubbins, because you need to make sure you're putting Grubbin in play at all times. Pair this with Super Rod to make sure you're getting back your Charger Bugs and your Grubbins. And as long as you just keep up a consistent chain of attackers, you're doing a lot of damage. You can probably play Vikavolt with EXP Share and Electric Generator as a way to funnel energy onto Vikavolt. You can play a couple rare candies. It seems like it could be a decent little one-prize attacking deck. It ain't bad at all. I mean, you're hitting some pretty insane numbers just for a really low cost of putting a couple Charger Bugs onto your bench. So like I said, we've gotten some pretty interesting Vikavolts in the past, and this one is, of course, no exception. But there you have, folks. That are some of the brand new cards that revealed in our new set. I'm excited. The new Scizor EX definitely looks to be pretty good. The Scizor box deck could be an archetype now that we can pair Scizor EX with the baby Scizor and the new Cleaver. And the new Vikavolt looks to be a pretty good one-prize attacking deck, too. I guess keep in mind, Vikavolt can also play Reversal Energy if you want to. Forgot to mention that. Vikavolt can use Reversal Energy, too, so you don't have to rely solely on Generator and EXP Share. Maybe it's better to go down the route of playing Reversal. I think you can use the Super Boost Energy card that's coming out. I forget what it's called. The Neo Energy. The A-Spec Energy card. I guess the name escapes my mind right now. But the new A-Spec Energy, I think, also works with Vikavolt. So you can already see some pretty cool combos with Vikavolt when it comes out. Not bad. And then, of course, the Scizor is pretty good. But there you have, folks. Some new cards. Let me know what you thought of them in the comments below, and I'll catch you on another video. Bye-bye.